Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Let's Play LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This is episode number 30, and because I started to do a voiceover, my fridge started to hum ominously in the background. I've noticed that in quite a few of my episodes recently, and it's getting pretty annoying that it just tends to turn on right around the same time that I'm doing a Let's Play episode, but we're going to continue to rock and roll through it. Here we have Lando having a crush on C-3PO, which is pretty funny, but yeah, that's something they left in the final draft here. And now we're just going to go, we're like, what are you doing, Lando? And he's sort of just like, these are my people, man. Oh, he asked what Han's doing here, and I'm just like, some repairs. Like, we won that stuff fair and square, man. Come on. Now, of course, if you've seen the infamous movie here, you know what's about to happen. It's like, everyone's invited. Come on in. And he gives a sad look, and it's because he's turning us over to the Empire. And Darth Vader's getting mad because we're throwing Force items at us. He blocks gunshots in the real movie is what happens. And of course, Boba Fett is how he got here. And now we see what is going to happen. So we are going to freeze the people. He wants to freeze Skywalker to get him to the Emperor. But they're going to test him on Captain Solo.
I love you.
He says, I know. Yeah, that's a pretty infamous line as well. And there we go, he's freezing into like a slab of steel, essentially. So there we go. Now Boba Fett gets to redeem Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt, so he can get his money as a bounty hunter and peace on out of there. Those two get dropped out of the floor, because of course Lando, they didn't realize how far the Emperor was going to take this, or the Empire. And now he wants to free his people. Why? So his place remains safe, of course, but also because he probably feels like he just screwed over everybody here and didn't realize how bad it was going to be. But I'm going to play as Lando here, being as I get the gut feeling that we won't be able to play as Lando very frequently. So any opportunity we can play as Lando as is going to be pretty cool. And this goes into, I don't want to turn this into a rant about future episodes 7, 8, and 9. But, I mean, just the connection we formed with these people so far has been pretty meaningful. And, like, their story doesn't really end at the end of episode 9. So it's like you would almost expect to spend more time with these guys in 7, 8, and 9. Their story arcs end in episode 6, but, like, you would expect them to be very present in 7, 8, and 9, and, like, none of them are. And it really, like, it shows, like, the problems more. These stories tend to be very, very simple. And it makes sense, like, why they're so simplistic. And the transition from episode 3 to 4 makes sense because the Jedi have passed away. The only ones left are Anakin, Obi-Wan, Luke, and Leia, and Yoda. So, like, it makes sense that, like, their stories are important and we continue them. But they don't do that in 7, 8, and 9. And, like I said, I don't want to turn this episode into a ranty episode about future episodes, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and I'm sure I will have a lot to say when we are at that section of the Let's Play. Here we go. We're just taking down some clone troopers here. They're stormtroopers now, not clone troopers. Because not all of them are clones, supposedly. They ended the cloning program shortly after episode 3.
Come on, Princess, we need to reach the Falcon. My men should have fixed the hyperdrive by now.
So we're going to take the Falcon to go and attempt to save Han Solo, or at least get off of this planet. I always forget. Oh, this is Bespin. That's the name of this planet. It wasn't really mentioned all that much in this episode, so I wouldn't blame you if you did not remember it, but this is Bespin, the city in the clouds, pretty much. That's all it really stands for me, is the city in the clouds, so...
Well, looks like you've got a stormtrooper problem you should look into.
If only we had Arthur with us. I'm actually starting to miss that cheeky little droid. Don't worry.
But it's a... It's definitely a cool city. I really like the idea of, like, Bespin as a whole, although, like, I don't know if I would personally like to live there. It's a pretty cool area. Here we go, we're pulling these down with Leia. See, I think I just need to shoot that now. And maybe the one up top, too. No, that got rid of the shields, that's good. What does that guy have? That's a pretty big blaster. We have to free these guys. How do we... Can I just push this button here? Kinda looks like I could just push this button. Oh no, I push this other big button, of course.
Time to give those troopers a taste of my Relby K-22.
Oh yeah, we're gonna give them a taste, Lando. We're gonna give them a taste of something else, too. Something that Leia doesn't have, but Chewbacca does, that's for sure. And that is a massive hog. Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go in here. I think the buttons... No, there's a collectible in there, though, that I would very much like to get, but I don't think I can. But let's pick up this thing and continue moving on. I wonder how you get that collectible. There has to be something that we could do that opens that door there. I don't know, like I said, this is the average Joe Let's Play. We do things that the average player would do. I'm not going to investigate too much. I want to continue the story. That is my primary objective. Let's put this in here. Video killed the radio star. Looks like a VHS tape, so why not? Let's go, let's play as Chewie.
No sign of the bounty hunter. Come on, let's
Okay,
get to the Falcon.
they're not here, I guess?
The ramp isn't...
Oh, Chewie needs to
Chewie, see what you can do.
fix the ramp, so we're gonna have, just like we had in the first Let's Play for like a New Hope, we're gonna have a scene where we have to kill a bunch of stormtroopers while Chewie works on the ship. I end up removing a good chunk of this because it's constantly the same thing, but I leave in like the ending section of it. Eventually Boba Fett's ship gets introduced into this mix as well as things we need to avoid, but it really never gets hard as much as it just is tedious to perform this. So we should have a cut here in a couple seconds. Yeah, there we go. And this sort of takes us to like the end of the battle here, where Boba Fett's ship gets introduced, and then post that, like, it's all the same.
You and me both.
So a lot more people are coming now. Take them out Empire style. That's a good one.
They better not have touched my king.
But you really won't progress here if you're doing what I'm doing, because you're supposed to be going after the ship there, so like you need to hit this enough until it moves away. Boba Fett's starfighter here. And you could only really hit it with primary attacks like that, yeah. And then it'll just come and go periodically. Just sort of the nature of it. It's not really too over-the-top exciting, although it does give us something to do, right? Like, that's probably the primary objective, is maybe there just wasn't a ton to do. Which I would say I would have focused on Hoth a little bit more. I get they don't want the story to be, like, over the top, but... yeah. Now we're just gonna attack him till he goes away. There is smoke coming out of his ship, so I'm thinking He's close to done, but he's just going to come down in, like, paths like that. That just works just like the lightsaber strikes do. If they're in that path, they can hit you. If you're outside of that path, they can't get to you, so... Just sort of peg these guys off one by one. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there is only about a minute left of this Let's Play. If you did like this Let's Play episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly motivational for myself in continuing to make videos just like this now and in the near future. We'll be playing this series here, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, on Mondays and Wednesdays. We'll be playing Pokemon Black on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we'll be playing Mario vs. Donkey Kong on Sundays. So there's a lot of different variety and a lot of options for you to check out on the channel if you're looking for something to check out. But yes, that's going to be it for this episode. Like I said, if you did like it, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and we hope to see you all back here on the next one. Until then, as always, peace out, Girl Scout.
Through the forest, things you go see. Other places.
Han? Leia! I saw a city in the clouds.
Friends you have there.
I've got to go to them.
With you and your abilities, the Emperor won't. That is why your friends are made to suffer.
But I can help them. I feel the Force. Oh no. We'll never get it out now.